And now we make a comeback for the Java JDBC. So if we click here, this is from a previous video. We already worked this on it. So this is from the table of bikes. Okay, so you can click here. This is the project already done. So you click here, or you can just pretty much you have this the C colon semicolon CD, and then you have a couple of links, and it's gonna get us the same result. So we also have the MySQL connector, that jar. So I already have video showing you how to do that. We already did this. So this is more like we're gonna go into detail right now. Okay, so just one couple of things. So open your MySQL. Like I said, I already told you and show you how to do this. So if you remember, in the administration we create and users and privileges we created a biker user. So also if we go into this little icon house and we right click, we have copy JDBC connection string to clipboard. So if we copy it, we can go all the way down, and this is exactly what we are gonna get. So let me see. Yeah, JDBC colon MySQL. So this is the port and the user. I'm using the root biker. Let me see. If I go here and I'm going to administration, users, privileges, so I'm using the biker. So you can just, instead of root, pretty much like we have here, we have root, but instead of that you can just change it like this. So colon, then JDBC colon MySQL colon / localhost port user set to biker. Okay, we can delete that. So that is a previous real quick. Okay, so we are gonna be dealing with the databases with the JDBC. So in this example, we pretty much, this is a simple query on the vehicles database. So if you can see, if we go right here, we go to a schema. So we have the schema of database vehicles. So this is the vehicles database, and inside of the vehicles database we have the tables. Okay, so we have this table, we have the bikes table. So if I click it here, as you're gonna see, we have this a bunch of columns and all this stuff. So we already did this in other videos. We're gonna go into more detail, but this is more into the what is happening behind this. Okay, so let me see real quick. So in previous video we were working with MongoDB. So this is MySQL. Both are databases. Okay, so a database is an organized collection of data. There are many different strategies for organizing data to facilitate easy access and manipulation. A database management system, a DBMS, provides mechanisms for storing, organizing, retrieving, and modifying data for many users. Database management systems allow for the access and storage of data without concern for the internal representation of data. So we have that today's most popular database systems are relational databases. So we have the SQL, that is the international standard language. So we have the SQL or SQL, whatever you want to call it. So some popular relational database management systems are DBMS, are Microsoft SQL Server, Oracle, PostgreSQL, all the stuff. Java programs communicate with databases and manipulate their data using Java database connectivity API. So that is what we are working on it with the JDBC. This is what we are at interest right now, the Java JDBC API. Okay, a JDBC driver enables Java applications to connect to a database in a particular DBMS and allows you to manipulate the database using the JDBC API. Okay, so yeah, out of that, what we are gonna check right now. Okay, so what we are gonna check is the displaying of the content. So once we are gonna go here and we click here in this triangle, uh, we get this information. Okay, so the lines, in order for all the stuff to happen, so we have these lines from 1 to 3. We have the import, so we are import the JDBC interfaces and classes from package java.sql. So java.sql use in this program. So this is from lines 1 to 6. Okay, so let me double check. So from lines 1 to 6, pretty much we have this JDBC interfaces and classes from the package java.sql. So java.sql that is used in this program. So now if we go into, let me check here, if we go into the static final string, so if we go to line 11, so let me put this here, we have the static final string, then we have the database underscore URL and setting it to a link. So that is the link that I already showed you how to get it. You go here, you go MySQL Workbench, you go to the icon house, right click and copy the JDBC connection string to clipboard. Okay, so we know how to do that. So this line, so line 11, declares a string constant for the database URL. This identifies the name of the database to connect to, as well as information about the protocol used by the JDBC driver. Okay, the method main. So what is the method main? We can get this one here, and now we're moving to line 14. So the method main connects to the, what is vehicles, the vehicles database or schema. Okay, so the method main connects the vehicles database queries. The method main connects to the vehicles database, queries the database, displays the result of the query, and closes the database connection. Okay, so we have that out of the way. For now we can just gonna click here in the run Java, or then you can just, no, not that one. So you have all these links, so you have to your C colon, and this is where I have my folder. This is where I have the Java, the JDK Java, and this is the name of this file of display bikes, and we need the file that has the main method. Okay, so we can leave that out of the way. Now connecting to the database. Okay, so if we go to, let me see what lines would be, that would be 30. Let me see. So it's the try and catch. So connection, we can close this that here, and connection, so 23. So connect to DB vehicles and query. Okay, so the lines 23 to connection. So these lines create a connection object. Okay, so this connection here is a connection object, so from the package java.sql. So from this package java.sql, so we have the try, so we have a try and catch, and inside of the try we have connection, set it to driver, that get connection, this is a method, and then we have the database URL, we have the user and the password. Okay, so the connection objects enable programs to create SQL statements that manipulate databases. Okay, so here we are creating a connection object referenced by connection, so referenced by this, by connection, an object that implements interface connection, manages the connection between the Java program and the database. Connection objects enable programs to create SQL statements that manipulate databases. The program initializes connection with the result of a call to static method get connection. So with the result of this method, the get connection, okay? Of class drive manager, of class driver manager package java.sql, which attempts to connect to the database specified by its URL. So this is the URL, the database URL. So we're talking about here database URL. Let me see, database URL method get connection takes 3 arguments: a string that specifies the database URL, so this one, the second is string that specifies the username. In this case we put it as biker, so if we go over here, we go to administration, we go to user, we're using bikers, or if you're using root maybe we have that. So for right now we are using biker, and the password also is biker, so that these are our 3 strings. So, and the string that specifies the password, the username and the password has to be the, if you, I mean, I'm using biker user and the password biker. If I would be using, I don't know, another maybe root, that would be changing for my username, that would be root as well here. Okay, so we have that. Yeah, let's move on here. If the driver manager cannot connect to the database, so this is the driver manager. If the driver manager cannot connect to the database method get connection, throws a SQL exception from package java.sql. Okay, now we are gonna create a statement for executing queries. So pretty much here line 27 would be okay. So yeah, pretty much we have this line statement set to connection that create a statement. Okay, invokes connection method, and the connection method is create statement. So create statement, this one. Okay, to obtain an object that implements interface statement from package java.sql. The program uses the statement object. The program uses this statement object to submit SQL statements to the database. Now we have the query. Let me close this one. We have, let me put it right here. We have the, well, executing a query. This line 30 in my case. Okay, so we have result set statement that execute query. Use the statement object execute query. So execute query is the statement objects. Okay, use the statement objects execute query method to submit a query that selects all the bikes information from the this method. Yeah, this method result set statement execute. Okay, so use the statement object execute query method to submit a query that selects all the vehicles information from the table. And what is the name of the table? And the name of the table is bikes. Okay, so from the tables bikes. This method returns an object that implements interface result set and contains the query results. The result set methods enable the program to manipulate the query results. So we have the result set statement that execute, and then we have SQL. So in this SQL we have the select from all, and this is the database, and this is the table, or this is the database or the schema, but this bikes is the table. Okay, we have that. Now we're gonna move to the process query result. So process the result set. Let me put it here. Process the result set. Yeah, let me see here. That would be result set. Yeah, we already did this. So now we have in the process query result. So we have the result set metadata. Okay. Process the result set. So obtains the metadata for the result set as a result set metadata from package java.sql object. The metadata describes the result set's contents. Okay, so result set metadata, and we are setting it to the result set that get metadata. The metadata describes the result set's contents. Programs can use metadata programmatically to obtain information about the result set's columns, names, and types. What else here? So let me see. That would be we have an integer in 43. So in 43. Let me see. In line 43, uses result set metadata method get column count. So here we are getting this method get column count. So we have an integer number of columns, metadata that get column count. So this line uses result set metadata method get column count to retrieve the number of columns in the result set. And then we display the column names. Okay, so that would be in my case the while. So there should be a while here. Okay, so here in my case line 50. So look for the while. Let me see, while. Okay, so display the data in each result set row. First, the program positions the result set cursor, which points to the row being processed, to the first row in the result set with method next. So we are talking about this method right here. Okay, method next returns boolean value true if it's able to position to the next row, otherwise the method returns false. Okay, so now we have the lines. In my case would be 4. So yeah, that would be the 4. Just let me put it like that. So we will have 4 and yeah, something like that. We'll have the 51, or pretty much just the 4 statements. So we have a 4 loop. So we have an integer, columns in the system, result set that get object I. Okay, so extract and display the contents of each column in the current row. When a result set is processed, each column can be extracted as a specific Java type. In fact, result set metadata method get column type returns a constant integer from the class types package java.sql, indicating the type of a specified column. Programs can use these values in a switch statement to invoke result set methods that return the column values as appropriate Java types. If the type of a column is types that integer, result set method get integer returns the column value as an integer. Result set get methods typically receive as an argument either a column number as an integer or a column name, a string, indicating which column's value to obtain. Okay, so we have that information. Now in lines, let me see, 40 here. Well, we have the system. Yeah, the system that I'll print the ln is basic. Then we have the the print format, as you remember the print format, and this is the print lm. So print the object string representation, unlike array indices, result set column numbers start at 1. The finally block, so the finally block would be the catch. So let me see. No, not quite. So here we in the system that are print format and print length. Okay, so print the object string representation, unlike array indices, result set column numbers start 1. Okay, print stack 3, and now that will be the finally. Okay, so finally closes the result set. So finally we have a try and catch, and closes the result set, the statement, and the connection. So closes the result set, the statement, and the database connection.